Alright, so we're going to start some system word problems. Now, we're actually going to look at 5 of them today, and all 5 of these are set up kind of the same way. So, if you need to pause the video, if you want to get the word problem down in your notes, go ahead and pause the video. Okay, so this one says, the school that Stefan goes to is selling tickets at a choral performance. On the first day of the ticket sales, the school sold 3 senior tickets, 1 child ticket for a total of 35. So right there is a big piece of information. We sold 3 senior tickets, 1 child ticket for a total of 38. So we can actually write that as an equation. 3 senior tickets. Now I use a capital S when I write it, otherwise it looks like a 5. So 3 senior tickets and 1 child ticket for a total of $38. So there's one of our equations. So the second sentence, it says the school took in a total of $52. So that's what it's going to equal. It's going to equal 52, because this time it gave us our total first. On the second day by selling 3 senior tickets and 2 child tickets. So we're going to have 3 senior tickets again and 2 child tickets. So these type of system word problems, basically you can look at the equation and basically set it up. You will have to pick your own variable. Usually pick a variable from the problem. So in this case I chose S for senior and C for child. I would do something similar. Alright, so with this system I just have to go through and solve for S and C. We want to figure out what is the total price of each one. Now for this one, if I notice from all the system stuff that we've done, this one for my S's, they both have the same number. I just need one of them to be opposite sign. So I'm just going to pick the top one. Let's see, to be an opposite sign, so I'm going to multiply this top one by -1. That was my child walking in and out. Okay, so this one will be -3s, -1c is equal to -38. And the bottom equation I'm going to leave alone. So 3s plus 2c is equal to 52. And we can go ahead and do our system. Our s's will cancel, and so I get 1c, which is the same thing as just c, and then I have, in this case, -38 plus 52, which is going to give me 14. So I get that c is equal to 14. Alright, so I have the price of a child's ticket. Now I've got to find the price of a senior ticket. So again, you want to pick an equation, whichever one looks easier to you. I'm going to pick the first one, I guess. So this is 3s plus 1c is equal to 38. I know that my c value is 14, so I'm going to plug in 14 in for c. So I get 3s plus 14 equals 38. And I'm going to have to minus 14 to both sides. So I get 3s is equal to be 24. So if I divide by 3 to both sides, I should get that my s is equal to 8. So with these system word problems, we're looking at just this type of system word problems today, where basically your equation is written there in words. Now we have a lot of different ways we can start solving these elimination problems. So remember, there's multiple ways to do so. Alright, so if you need anything from that page, pause the video and go ahead and get it. Switch pages. Okay, so we're going to look at another one. This one says, the State Fair is a popular field trip destination. This year the senior class at High School A and the senior class at High School B planned trips there. Senior class A rented 8 vans, 8 buses for 240 students. So right there is our information. That's going to be our first sentence. So 8v plus 8b for a grand total of 240 people. Now High School B says that it filled up 4 vans, 1 bus for 54 students. So 4 vans plus 1 bus for 54 students. Alright, so now we have our system word problems, and we want to go through and solve for our system. So in this one, again, it doesn't matter if you want to cancel out your V's or your B's. This one, I think I'm going to cancel out my v's. So I have an 8v at the top, and I could very easily make the bottom an 8v. I would just have to multiply everything by -2. So in this one, my first equation is going to stay the same. 8v plus 8b is equal to 240. My second equation, everything has to multiply by 2, so that's going to be -2, so it's going to be a -8v minus 2b is equal to -108. Well, now I have my opposites, I can go through and solve. So my v's will cancel, and I get 6b is equal to 132. If I divide by 6, I end up getting that my b value is equal to 22. So there's one of my variables. So again, to find the other variable, I just have to pick an equation, whichever one looks easier to me. I think the original bottom one looks pretty easy. So 4v plus 1b is equal to 54. Well, this one, my b is 22, so I plug in 22 in for b. So that gives me 4v plus 22 equals 54. And if we minus 22 to both sides, I get 4v is equal to 32, which in this case my v then would have to be equal to 8. Okay, so again, with these system word problems, on your exam you'll only have to solve for one of the variables, but for most of the stuff that we'll do, we'll go through and solve for each of them and find them both. Okay, so we're going to look at 3 more examples of system word problems set up pretty much the same way. So if you need anything from the screen, go ahead and get it. I'm going to move the screen. Okay, so Matt and Ming are selling fruit at a fundraiser. Customers can buy small boxes of oranges and large boxes of oranges. Matt sold 3 boxes of small, 14 large, for a total of 203. So right there is our first equation. 3 small plus 14 large. I'm going to use a capital L because otherwise it's going to look kind of like a 1. For a total of 203. And then it goes through and it says Ming sold 11 small, 11 large, for a total of 220. So there's our second equation. So 11 small. You can probably hear my kids playing in the background. Oops. I just made that. Ooh. Dang it. I cannot write this. L. There we go. For a total of 220. Alright, so now this is one of those that's a little more challenging on the elimination part. There's nothing I can multiply 3 by to get -11, and I can't do the same thing by L either. So this is one of those equations you're going to have to multiply both the top and the bottom number by something. So I think I'm going to cancel out my S's, and when I look at 30 and 11, the smallest number they both go into is 33. So I'm going to need one of these to be -33 and one of them to be +33. So I'm going to make my top one be the -33, so I'm going to have to multiply it by -11. The bottom one, I want that to be +33, so I'm going to multiply that one by 3. And when I go through and do that, I get -33s minus 154L equals -223, there's my child again, -2233. Multiply the bottom one by 3, I get 33s plus 33L equals 660. Well, now I can go through and do my elimination. In this case, my S's will cancel. -154 plus 33, which is -121L. And that's going to equal -1573. Well, if we divide both sides by -121, I get that my L value, in this case, is equal to 13. So, the large boxes of oranges, we wanted to figure out the cost. The large box of oranges cost $13. Now we're going to find the small. Again, it doesn't matter which equation you pick, whichever one looks easier. I'm going to pick the top original. So 3s plus 14l is equal to 203. So I get 3s plus 14. I know my L value is 13. So that will give me 3s plus 182 is equal to 203 minus 182. So I get 3s, 203 minus 182, which will give me 21. So if I divide by 3, I get s is equal to 7. So this question wanted to know what is the cost of a large box of oranges, which was $13, and a small box, which is 7. Okay. So we're going to go through and, well, we're going to do 2 more, but do keep in mind when you're solving these, you know, I may choose to cancel my s's where you might choose to cancel your l's. You can multiply by different numbers. As long as you get one of your variables to cancel, it'll still work. So if you need anything from the screen, go ahead and get it. I'm going to switch screens. Okay, so this one's very similar to the one we looked at a little while ago, just different numbers. So if you want to try it on your own, pause the video and try it on your own and see if you can solve, and then check the answers back here in a little bit. Alright, so in this one, we have the 2 high schools again. High school A rented 1 van, 6 buses for 372 students, so there's one of my equations. And my other one, school B, has 4 vans, 12 buses, 780 students, so there's my other equation. So plus 12b equals 780. Alright, so now I want to go through and I have to get them to cancel. So I could get the b's to cancel. I could multiply the top by -2, which would give me -12b, which would cancel with 12b. I could also cancel out the v's and multiply the top one by -4. I think I'm going to do that one. So if I multiply this top one by -4, okay, so that'll give me a -4v minus 24b equals -1488. Bottom one would stay the same. Alright, so now that I have a variable that's going to cancel, my v's are going to cancel. So -24 and 12, which gives me -12b, -1488 and 780, which will give me -708. So if I divide by -12, I get that my b value is 59. So what that means is the buses can hold 59 students. Alright, so now I have to find the buses, or the vans, I'm sorry. So again, I just pick an equation, doesn't matter which one. I'm going to pick the top one. So 1v plus 6b is equal to 372. Well, in this one, I know that my b value is 59. So, and right here, 1v is the same thing as v. And 6 times 59 gives me 354. 72 minus 354 to both sides. And I get that v is equal to 18. So each van can hold 18 students, whereas each bus can hold 59. Alright, so hopefully if you did try that one on your own, you were able to get that. Alright, we're going to look at one last problem. So if you need anything from the screen, go ahead and get it. Alright, so again, this one is very similar to what we looked at earlier. So if you want to go through and try it on your own, go ahead and pause the video and then see what you get. Okay, so this one, they're selling tickets. The first day tickets, there was 3 senior citizens, 9 child, for a total of 375. So there's my first equation. 3 senior tickets, 9 child tickets, for $75. And the second one we took in $67, so I know it's going to equal 67. And they have 8 senior tickets and 5 child tickets. Alright. So again, I need to have my opposites. Now with this one, there's nothing I can multiply 3s by to get -8. Same thing, I can't multiply 5c by anything to get -9. So this is again going to be one of those where I have to multiply both equations by something. It doesn't matter if you cancel out your s's or your c's. I think I'm just going to cancel out my s's. So with a 3 and an 8, the smallest number that goes into both is 24. So make the top one equal -24 by multiplying it by -8. And the bottom one to be a positive 24 by multiplying by 3. So I get -24s minus my 72c equals my -600. And if I multiply the bottom one by c, or by 3, I get 24s, and then I get 15c, and I end up getting 201. Alright, well now I have my opposites. I can go ahead and add those two things down. My s's cancel. -72 and 15 will give me -57. And -600 and 201 is -399. So, I divide by -57 to both sides. I end up getting that my c is equal to 7. Alright, so the child tickets are $7. Now I gotta find the price of a senior ticket. So again, you pick an equation, whichever one looks easier to you. Pick the top one. I know that the child ticket is $7. So I'm going to plug in 7 in for C. 3s. In this case I get 63. 75. I'm going to have to minus 63 to both sides. So I get 3s. 75 minus 63, which gives me 12. If I divide by 3, I get s is equal to 4. So in this one, my senior tickets are $4, whereas my child tickets are $7. So hopefully if you tried those on your own, you were able to go through and find them. Again, this is just one type of word problem where the equations are basically set up in standard form. We'll look at the substitution word problems tomorrow.